Hey, Jay here, and welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm going to go through 5 skills that you should learn before you start open water swimming. Now for me, I swim in 2 different ways in the open water. One is more of what I call a dip. So that's really, especially during the winter months, jumping in with friends and really just getting the benefits of that cold water. Then the others are what I consider more of an open water swim, which is whether I'm doing it in a race, a triathlon, or an adventure. And those are the longer swims. We're really further out, swimming along coastlines, in lakes, and just going that bit further afield. Now maybe you signed up to your first triathlon, to your first open water race. You swam a little bit in the open water, but you've never really gone too far. These skills are going to be really key to giving you that confidence when you're out in the open water. What I would say is practice these in the pool first. It's a safe environment that you can get comfortable with them. You don't have to be an expert, but it's just being comfortable with them. So let's get into them. Number 1 is I would make sure that you are comfortable swimming at least 400 meters non-stop. Now, one thing to remember is when you're out in the open water, you don't have a wall to push off every 25, 50 meters. This means you are swimming more continuously, and it really does make a difference because your arms do not get that time to rest. So make sure you're comfortable swimming at least 400 meters. Skill number 2 is sighting. When you're out in the open water, you need to know where you're going. Practice it in the pool. Try and look at something, maybe the clock at the end of the pool, and try and tell what time it is. I do have a video coming up all about sighting, so make sure you hit that subscribe button and you can check that out. But practice it in the pool because it's going to help you know exactly where you are. One thing I do when I first get in the water is I will orientate myself on something that's both on the shoreline and on a headland. This is so that I have an anchor point for where I started. When you're sighting out at sea in a lake, try and pick something that's quite big in the horizon, higher up, rather than a tree on a cliff. It's going to be a lot easier to spot this in those brief split seconds that you have your head out of the water. Skill number 3 is treading water. Make sure you are comfortable treading water and not using up a lot of energy. This is going to be really key for when you do want to take a breather. Maybe you want to take in the landscape, but when you're out at sea in a lake, treading water is a great skill to have and gives you an opportunity to catch your breath. Woo. Skill number 4 will be bilateral breathing. This means being comfortable breathing both to your left and to your right. Try and practice breathing every 3 or 5 strokes when you're in the pool. This is going to help you because when you do have choppy conditions, you have waves coming in, you're going to want to be comfortable switching which side you breathe on. Also, along with this is practice sighting on both arms. I found it so difficult at first sighting on a left-hand stroke, something I practiced in the pool, and now I'm comfortable with both. And then skill number 5 is really simple, but it's be comfortable floating on your back. This is really going to help you that if you do get a cramp when you're out in the open water, that you're just going to be able to lay there, you're not going to be able to tread water, but just float on your back. Often in races, they will say that if you are in trouble and you have cramp, to lay on your back and then put one arm up. So it's really good to be comfortable doing this. It will be a bit easier if you're wearing a wetsuit. It makes you more buoyant. In salt water, makes you more buoyant, but try it in the pool first because then it's going to get you out of trouble in many different situations. One thing to help with cramps I always recommend is eating a banana before because it contains a lot of potassium, etc., and has really helped me stave off cramps. I've suffered them all throughout my life when swimming, and for me it's been the magic ingredient. So there you go. Those are my top skills to learn before you go out into the open water. I hope that will help some of you out there reach your goals, your dreams, or just have some great adventures. There's nothing that makes me feel more free in this world than being confident and able to swim out there with some buddies and go and explore some beautiful coastline. Now, I will be doing a couple of videos on some of my top tips during races and doing some deep dives on individual skills. So make sure you hit that subscribe button below. It doesn't cost a thing. And until next time, happy, but more importantly, safe swimming.